This is Valley View News.
The massive 405 freeway closure known as Carmageddon 2 has been completed and was finished quicker than expected. The drought hitting the Midwest is causing skyrocketing meat prices to rise even higher, potentially scaring away regular meat eaters. Hundreds of people gathered at Los Angeles City Hall for the 13th annual Deaf Festival to bring attention to LA's deaf community.
Hello and welcome to Valley View News. I'm Stephanie Caballero.
And I'm Daniel Magallon.
Carmageddon 2 closed the 405 freeway for twice as long as Carmageddon 1.
Valley View's Mark Sherman was at the Mulholland Bridge to get a first-hand look at part of the $1 billion construction project. He joins us in the newsroom now. Hi, Mark.
Hey, Daniel. Last year, construction crews took down the south side of the Mulholland Bridge. Over the weekend, it was the north side's turn. I spent much of the weekend on the scene keeping track of the huge project from beginning to end. It's time to shut down the 405 and demolish the second half of the Mulholland Bridge. Crews have 53 hours to finish the job, starting at midnight on Friday. And what if the freeway isn't open by 5 o'clock Monday morning?
The penalty is $6,000 for every lane of freeway that they don't open every 10 minutes. So if the entire freeway is not open every 10 minutes, that's $60,000 and $360,000 an hour.
So the contractors do not want to be late. At 7 o'clock Friday night, workers begin narrowing the freeway one lane at a time and closing on-ramps and off-ramps. Then, at 12:05 a.m., the final car passes under the Mulholland Bridge, and it's time to get to work. The first job is to put 4 feet of dirt onto the road beneath the bridge. The reason? To act as a cushion, because over the next couple days, over 4 million pounds of concrete are going to come crashing down. By 2 a.m., giant machines are already breaking up the bridge as the pieces start falling 80 feet to the freeway below. Through the night and into Saturday morning we go, and the bridge, well, it's not really much of a bridge anymore. A pretty big chunk of the overpass is gone, and the mammoth pieces of equipment just keep gnawing away. Now, seeing these impressive machines close up doing their work was pretty awesome, but I'm going to have to rate it as the second coolest thing about the weekend, because at 3 o'clock on Saturday afternoon, I got to do something I'll probably never be able to do again without getting arrested. Check this out. I am standing in the middle of the northbound 405 freeway right now. This is so cool. Never thought I'd be doing this. Construction crews going to work right now on the Mulholland Bridge. They started in the middle of the bridge, knocking it down, and they've almost made it to either column on the sides of the freeway. Now we're about 15 hours into the closure, and according to Metro, the job is right on schedule. Just after that, a 200-foot stretch of the bridge collapses unexpectedly. Thankfully, no one was hurt, and it may actually have sped up the process.
In the 50 years, the bridge has taken a lot of corrosion and environmental beating and all that, so there must have been some weakness somewhere. In fact, indirectly, it helped us since so much of concrete came down so early.
We move to Sunday now, and the entire north side of the Mulholland Bridge is just a big pile of rubble. The task at hand is to clean up the mess and get the road ready for Monday. At 5 o'clock Sunday afternoon, Mayor Villaraigosa is back to the site to host a press conference. The mayor says the project and the weekend went very well.
The bridge is completely demolished and the cleanup work continues. We're on schedule to reopen the freeway in time for tomorrow's morning commute. I'd like to thank motorists from throughout the region for heeding our warnings and staying off the road.
The overall goal of this weekend's project is to make room for an extra lane to be added to the 405. I asked the mayor why he is convinced that the extra lane will really ease traffic.
This will complete a continuous stretch of carpool lanes from the San Fernando Valley all the way to Orange County. It will save about a minute a mile for people, and that's a lot of time.
Right after the press conference, Metro still says the 405 won't open till about 5 a.m. the next morning, but just a couple hours later, they change their minds and say the northbound and southbound 405 will open 6 hours ahead of schedule by 11 p.m. And it's actually a little bit past 11 o'clock right now. We're going under the Mulholland Bridge. Police have removed all the barricades and the cones. They're leading the public out and letting us continue on the 405 South past the 101 as the freeway is now fully reopened. I'm Mark Sherman with Valley View News reporting from the 405. So it was a successful project despite the unexpected collapse of part of the bridge, but that turned out not to be a problem. So what's next for the Mulholland Bridge? Metro says the north side will be rebuilt within a year, and it'll be wide enough for one more lane on each side of the freeway. Back to you in the studio.
Governor Jerry Brown has signed a bill that will allow some undocumented immigrants to have a driver's license. The Deferred Action Driver's License bill will let undocumented immigrants eligible for a work permit apply for a driver's license. Participants of the program will be able to provide any document given by the federal government as proof of legal residence. Assemblyman Gil Cedillo proposed the bill and says it will make roads safer and allow young immigrants to drive to school and work. Several Republican lawmakers supported him, while others say the state should leave immigration issues to the federal government.
Governor Jerry Brown signed a controversial measure that prohibits therapy meant to help minors change their sexual preference. The process is known as conversion therapy. It's supposed to help change a person's sexual orientation from gay to straight. Brown says this practice has no basis in science or medicine. Supporters of the bill say they are grateful to the governor for banning conversion therapy for minors. Opponents say that parents should decide how to raise their own children. The bill will take effect on January 1st.
A poll shows a majority of Californians support for a proposition that would ease the state's three strikes law. A recent LA Times poll found that 66% of voters support Proposition 36. The measure would eliminate life terms for offenders serving time for drug convictions or other nonviolent crimes. California's three strikes law was adopted in 1994. It targeted offenders with previous convictions of violent crimes like rape and robbery. The Los Angeles County District Attorney and LAPD Chief Charlie Beck supports the proposed measure. Victims' rights groups and the California District Attorneys Association oppose Prop 36. They argue the proposed amendment removes a powerful tool that puts away dangerous offenders before they can hurt people.
An intersection near Cal State Northridge has had a 57% increase in traffic accidents this year. People say the crosswalk can be dangerous as well. Valley View News reporter Andre Martinez was there with reactions from pedestrians.
Cal State Northridge student Lexi Smith's close call with that camper is just one of the many that occur at this busy crosswalk, located at the intersection of Reseda and Dearborn in the town of Northridge. And pedestrians like Smith are weary of those behind the wheel.
I mean, the people driving are pretty careless.
CSUN student Jonathan Andrade had difficulty crossing as well.
It was hard to even get the first car to stop. And then one of the cars almost hit me because I don't know if they were in a rush or if they didn't want to stop or didn't notice I was even there.
A Cal State Northridge police official informed us of 2 pedestrian versus vehicle accidents right here in this crosswalk, resulting in major injuries. The question, what should the city do about it?
I think that they should put the lights maybe down, that flash. I know in Salza they have a crosswalk too, but they have those little lights that like blink.
They're called smart crosswalks. You push the button, which triggers a light, alerting drivers to come to a stop and allow for safe pedestrian crossing. Cal State Northridge Community Relations Officer Christina Villalobos says pedestrians need to be responsible when crossing.
Don't be distracted by cell phones or other electronics. Look both ways before you cross. Don't assume that people are going to stop. I think that's a big one as well. They just may not see you because the driver may be distracted as well. So don't always think that someone is going to see you cross the street.
To promote pedestrian safety, the Cal State Northridge and Los Angeles Police Departments teamed up in a sting operation. The results? 19 citations in just 2 hours. In Northridge, Andre Martinez, Valley View News.
NATO forces are investigating the reason for the death of a U.S. soldier and a civilian contractor in Afghanistan. They are determining if the deaths occurred because of insider attacks or insurgent gunfire. 3 other U.S. soldiers were injured by gunfire and 1 other Afghan army soldier died. An Afghan general said a misunderstanding led to the incident. NATO described it as a suspected insider attack.
President Obama prepared for Wednesday's debate against challenger Mitt Romney. By watching videotapes of the Republican candidate, Obama and his aides spent 2 days in Las Vegas in what was called a debate camp. Former presidential candidate John Kerry played the role of Romney in mock debates with the president. Obama spent most of the time leading up to the debate in private with no official public events.
Honda Motor Company will face a delay in a recall because it doesn't have enough parts to fix the problem. Honda recalled more than 500,000 Accords that will not be able to be fixed until early next year. The automaker earlier recalled Acura TL sedans from model years 2003 to 2007. The automaker says it recalled the vehicles because the power steering hose was leaking fluid that could cause a fire.
Coming up next, find out how one Los Angeles business is thriving despite tough economic times. And that next barbecue could cost more.
Yo, check out this chef, right? Right? That's so gay. That's really gay. Dude, look at those pants.
Please don't say that.
What?
Don't say that something is gay when you mean that something is dumb or stupid. It's insulting. It's like if I thought this pepper shaker was stupid and I said, man, and this pepper shaker is so 16-year-old boy with a cheesy mustache. Just saying. When you say that's so gay, do you realize what you say? Knock it off.
The price of meat will likely go up next year. Farmers have been hit by the worst drought in decades. They're having to pay more to feed their animals. This could affect the amount of meat that is sold, but some butchers are not too worried.
We're a meat-eating country, and no matter what, people are going to find a way to get meat.
The prices for chicken and pork have increased since July, and the cost will likely keep getting higher. The increase is expected to affect butcher shops, restaurants, and dinner tables across the country.
From Thursday to Sunday, thousands of people fill the Los Angeles Sports Arena, not for a game, but for a free health clinic. Valley View News reporter Tiffany Miles was there.
A visit to the dentist for a teeth cleaning, an eye exam, or a general checkup can be pretty pricey. But at Care Harbor, all of these services are free. The 4-day health clinic took place at the Los Angeles Sports Arena, and this year it reached its highest number of clients since the clinic started 4 years ago.
Earlier this week, thousands of people lined up outside the LA Memorial Sports Arena for this bracelet, which would allow them to get free medical, dental, and vision services.
Ricardo Perez is a physician's assistant at Infotech Career College, and he thinks events like this have a huge impact on the community.
It's important to our community because due to the economy that has been going on in our country, a lot of people have lost their jobs, or also they don't pay medical insurance because they can't afford it.
Perez added that patients are given follow-up appointments if further treatment is needed. Alma Lucio came to the clinic for a teeth cleaning, and she says she was at the clinic all day on Thursday.
Oh yeah, they clean my teeth and doesn't hurt too much. They say they have a healthy clean.
Esteban Marin says his glasses broke while he was playing basketball at school, and you would be surprised how long he has been without them.
About a year.
Marin left the clinic with a stylish pair of Sean John glasses and says he's happy he can see. From the LA Sports Arena, I'm Tiffany Miles for Valley View News.
The build-it-yourself furniture store IKEA has removed female models from the Saudi Arabia version of its catalog. The Swedish-based company says it regrets deleting the models because it clashes with the company's values. The Muslim country requires women to wear clothes that cover most of their heads and bodies. IKEA says it supports the fundamental human rights of all people and does not accept any kind of discrimination.
The holidays are still a few months away, but that's not keeping retailers from preparing early. Retail giant Macy's plans on hiring 80,000 new employees this upcoming holiday season. It says it will need extra employees for the sales floor, call centers, and shipping centers. The department store chain Kohl's says it will hire more than 52,000 workers. That is a 10% jump from last year's holiday hiring.
The weak economy has affected many businesses, but the LA area's 3 Portos bakeries seem to be going strong. Valley View's Rigo Villalobos went to find out why.
While businesses are experiencing severe hardships with the current recession, other businesses are managing to flourish in such economic climate. And one of those is Portos Bakery.
Considering the state of the economy at this time, it has not impacted us at all, and we don't foresee it impacting us in the near future.
The success Portos has acquired has been accomplished through their Cuban family recipes that include cakes, finger foods, and sweet pastries, among others. The Porto family has been selling their cakes in Southern California for over 50 years. Betty Porto, co-owner and daughter of the creator of this bakery, says that as time has gone by, their business has tripled. She says that with the support of their customers, their future looks as bright as their present.
We're going to keep going. That's on the plans right now. I can't tell you where, when, or what the direction is, but you never stop planning on the future. You don't sit around. There's always something.
And that something is called loyal customers.
I like the food. I like their sandwiches. I like it. Everything is fresh.
It just tastes really good.
I like the food. I like the people.
I heard about it on a TV show. I'm from the Bay Area.
I bought 3 cakes today.
And other than customers, just like every other business, Portos has a past and a beginning.
Well, we're a family bakery. Started by my mom, who was an immigrant coming from Cuba, who had a dream and a passion for what she did. She used to do it over there. The only difference is when she did it over there, it was illegal because it was private enterprise. So coming from there where it's illegal and you have to be watching about the police coming in, raiding your place, coming here, it was a piece of cake. I mean, after living through that, nothing was impossible.
And as Betty says, what started as a dream became a reality. She says that Portos has not only become a sensation for California residents, but also for many others around the country, including public figures.
We have Martha Stewart coming in. Somebody saw Jack Black. Andy Garcia is a regular because he lives close by. So poppers to William Levy. So quite a people.
But what is the secret for success in this weak economy? Betty says that the family's secret has always been to put love and passion in the work that they do.
When you follow your dreams and you do what you like, nice things will come your way.
And following her advice, I'm going to enjoy one of the hundreds of pastries this bakery offers. In Burbank, this is Rigo Villalobos for Valley View News.
Here's the scoop.
Pop star Justin Bieber soldiers on with his concert after becoming ill, and Seth MacFarlane will host the 85th Oscars. Entertainment reporter Claudia Alanis has those stories and more. Hey, Claudia.
Hey, Daniel. Victoria's Secret is opening its first pink store in an unlikely place. Victoria's Secret will be opening a new store inside Cowboys Stadium in Dallas. The famous lingerie retailer is teaming up with the NFL for a collection of ladies' underwear and loungewear for sale at the new store. The pink NFL collection will include the names and logos of 32 NFL teams. It includes tees, sweats, hoodies, and tanks. From Catwoman to Blushing Bride, Anne Hathaway is now married. People magazine reports the 29-year-old co-star of The Dark Knight Rises was married to longtime boyfriend Adam Schulman. The two were married in a private ceremony on the California coast. Schulman is an actor and jewelry designer. The couple was engaged last November and has been together for 4 years. Justin Bieber gives new meaning to the saying, "The show must go on." The pop star got sick during the kickoff concert of his Believe tour in Arizona. The Hollywood Reporter says he threw up twice on stage. On each occasion, he ran off stage and then reappeared to resume the concert. His backup dancers continued to dance as Bieber took a brief break. He proved himself a professional, even performing an encore. Family Guy creator Seth MacFarlane will host the 85th Oscar telecast in February. MacFarlane has had huge success in television for the last decade with his animated series Family Guy and American Dad. He made his mark this summer at the box office with his raunchy R-rated comedy hit Ted. It earned $218 million. The Oscars are McFarlane's most prestigious hosting gig, though he presented at this year's Emmys and hosted the 2010 Writers Guild Awards. The Oscars will be aired on ABC February 24th, 2013. That's all for entertainment. Back to you guys.
Former Governor Arnold Schwarzenegger will release a memoir titled Total Recall. In his book, the former governor admits to several affairs. He says he cheated on his then-girlfriend Maria Shriver with actress Bridget Nielsen. Another publicized affair was with his one-time housekeeper Mildred Baena. Schwarzenegger and Baena had a child together. Among other items discussed in his memoir is his successful candidacy for governor.
Los Angeles is one step closer to a new football stadium, but will LA have a team? And the Dodgers try to keep up in the wild card race.
The smallest moments can have the biggest impact on a child's life. Take time to be a dad today. Call or visit fatherhood.gov to learn more.
Over 13 million people are affected by famine, war, and drought in the Horn of Africa.
When you hear about suffering on this scale, you feel powerless.
But there's hope, because saving lives doesn't take a lot.
It just takes a lot of us.
Text a donation of $10, but do more than donate. Forward the facts to everyone you know.
Forward from our site.
Forward on Facebook.
And forward on Twitter.
We are the relief.
It's Timothy Green's first day at school.
What's in there? He's about to fall over.
Anything he might need. There's a box of tissues on the bottom and some Band-Aids. There's a whole first aid kit, actually.
Mom, I can handle it from here.
You don't have to be perfect.
Have a great day.
That's too much pressure.
Have the day you have.
To be a perfect parent.
There are two people in the world who want you more than anything. They'll make some mistakes, but they will love you more than you can ever imagine.
There are thousands of children in foster care who will take you just as you are.
Packers.
Vikings. Red State. Blue State.
We come from different places.
Uptown.
But when we live united, we create real lasting change in the education, income, and health of our country. Real change won't happen without you. So give, advocate, volunteer, Live United. Sign up at liveunited.org.
September is Deaf Awareness Month. Valley View News reporter Emily Davies is in the studio to tell us how Los Angeles decided to celebrate it.
CSUN has one of the largest study programs in the nation for deaf and hard of hearing students. I've had the chance to learn some sign language from my own deaf friends on campus, so I decided to go to LA City Hall. That's where people celebrated Deaf Awareness Month for what they call Deaf Festival.
It's amazing to think that there's over 400,000 people in Los Angeles County who are deaf.
With such a large population of deaf and hard of hearing people, it's no wonder hundreds showed up to Los Angeles' 9th annual Deaf Festival to celebrate deaf culture. Thanks to my volunteer interpreter, Hillary Wagner, I was able to find out more.
I'm proud to be deaf.
This year's theme was Express Yourself. People were able to enjoy a Deaf's Got Talent performance and a fashion show with deaf designers and models. Even the Clippers Spirit dance team was there to support the festival. Dozens of vendors also came out to provide resources and deaf-inspired products like this clothing line.
Deaf Festival has tons of fun games and activities, but this event goes beyond a day of entertainment.
What makes deaf culture unique is that it crosses all ethnicities, income levels, and ages. However, because the culture is so widespread, it can lead to some misunderstandings.
Some people think deafness is a disability, but it's not. It's just a different way of living.
We are very capable of doing anything that we put our minds to. We have educators, businessmen, and big deaf actors too.
Angel Dogs Foundation even applied this same philosophy over to deaf dogs.
I'm watching the shock register in people's faces because they don't realize that sometimes dogs are born deaf. Some people consider them disabled and we don't, just like we don't consider deaf people disabled.
Deaf Festival's chair, Bertha Velasquez, started this event in 1999 because of her deaf daughter.
I thought there was a need for it. I would travel far for her to participate in deaf activities.
Deaf Festival provides a venue for deaf people and those who know sign language to meet and bond. It also gives those who are new to deaf culture a chance to learn.
So it's just about don't be scared to, you know, write something down or just try to communicate with us. A lot of us can lip read, but some of us can't. And it's not a struggle just to write things down, so don't be afraid to approach us.
From LA City Hall, Emily Davies for Valley View News. If you want more information and resources on deaf culture, then CSUN's National Center on Deafness is a great place to visit. The NCOD has an open house on October 20th. Now back to you.
The Dodgers' slim playoff hopes still have a pulse as they keep pace in the wild card. What's up, Mark?
What's up, Daniel? It was a crucial weekend for the LA baseball teams. Coming into Sunday's games, the Angels and the Dodgers were both 2 games back in their wild card races. Let's start with the Dodgers at the Chavez Ravine against the Rockies. And the Rockies would get on the board first in the top of the 4th. Andrew Brown with a shot left field. Comes home and Matt Kemp. Matt Kemp had 2 homers in Saturday's game, and he's not slowing down. Sends out a bomb to deep right center field. This would make it 2-1, and the Dodgers would not look back. Now they're up 5-1 in the bottom of the 6th. A.J. Ellis adds a couple insurance runs, and the Dodgers win it 7-1. The Cardinals also win, but the Dodgers gain a game on the Cardinals over the weekend. They're 2 games back with 3 to go. So you're telling me there's a chance. It's a slight chance, but the Dodgers are still in the hunt. And so are the Angels, but they lost to the Rangers 8-7 and are now 3 games back with 3 to go. The Dodgers are at home against the NL West leading Giants for their last 3, and the Angels are in Seattle to face the Mariners. There were some big debuts in Week 4 of the NFL season, and it had nothing to do with the players. The referees, the real NFL referees, are back. 2 days after the Monday Night Football debacle in Seattle, the referees and the league struck a deal. The guys in black and white are back. And in Atlanta, Falcons owner Arthur Blank seems pleased about the return of the refs. Here we're in the 4th. Cam Newton finds Kealoha Polaris for a 36-yard touchdown. That puts Carolina in the lead. But then, last chance Atlanta on their 1-yard line, and Matt Ryan deep to who else but Roddy White, a 59-yard catch. And that would set up Matt Bryant. With just 10 seconds left, oh, thank you, Matt Bryant. Helps me. He's my fantasy kicker. A 40-yard winner. Atlanta takes it 30-28. And Cam Newton just left speechless after that one. Atlanta moves to 4-0 on the year. Tough one to take for the Panthers. Elsewhere in the league, Peyton Manning and the Broncos make for a strong case after losing a couple tight ones. Against the Raiders, Manning had a huge game, 338 yards and 3 touchdowns, and Denver downs Oakland 37-6. It was a sobering Sunday for USA Golf. America's Ryder Cup team was leading the All-Europe team by a bunch, but wound up losing. On Sunday, the guys won just 3.5 points to Europe's 8.5 in the 12 singles matches. Jim Furyk of the USA remembers when he was on a team that pulled a similar trick on the Europeans in '99, and Europe's Rory McIlroy is almost breathless.
We went out and tried to get points on the board early, get blue on the board, and we did that, and it sort of just fed through the rest of the team, and can't believe it. It's just an unbelievable feeling.
Tough one to take on U.S. soil, too, in Illinois. That's it for sports. Back to you.
A new restaurant has arrived at the Grove, and it might be something to shout about. The Fat Cow is owned by a TV chef famous for his constant yelling. Gordon Ramsay says the restaurant's name was inspired by one of his many insults. Despite the name, Ramsay says his high standards and the restaurant's warm atmosphere promise a positive experience. Thank you for watching Valley View News. I'm Stephanie Caballero.
And I'm Daniel Magallon. Have a great day.